crazy, angry, revengeful things to her cheating ex with frozen prawns and spray paint, instead of being the kind of woman who ran the iron over his shirts, folded them neatly into bin bags and left them in the garage for when he came to pick up the rest of his things. "It's very nice," I say politely, looking around the dimly lit room with its old-fashioned flowery wallpaper and faded brown carpet, darker in parts where the furniture used to be. I think I've gone completely bonkers, and this is all a terrible mistake. A strong, fusty smell reaches my nostrils and I feel painfully homesick. Only I no longer have a home to feel sick for. It's been sold, subject to contract, as part of the divorce. The new owners, a couple with 2 young children, are due to move in the new year. My ex-husband has moved out of our home and in with his new girlfriend. His son, Will, my beloved stepson, who would spend weekends and holidays with us, has finished university and gone travelling. It's just me and an empty house full of memories. Which is why, a few weeks before Christmas, while the rest of the world is shopping for gifts and decorations, I'm shopping for a new place to call home. I know on your search criteria you said you're looking for a flat, preferably something that doesn't need any work doing, but I thought I'd throw in a bit of a wild card for the final property. It's late afternoon and this is my last viewing before I travel back to London. It's been a long day. I caught the express train from King's Cross Station at first light, changing at Leeds onto the local railway line, which took me on a slow but breathtaking journey through a dramatic landscape, before finally pulling into the small windswept station on the edge of the Yorkshire Dales. There I was met by Mr. Hardcastle, an estate agent who, until today, I've only corresponded with by email, after he replied to my inquiry about properties for sale in the area. Ruddy-faced and larger-than-life in his waxed jacket with corduroy collar, he's nothing like his slick-suited counterparts in London. Cheerfully squeezing the life out of my fingers as he shook my hand, he ushered me into the passenger seat of his old RAV4 and drove me deep into the Dales, past fields full of cows and sheep, showing me everything on the market while providing a chirpy commentary on the weather in an accent that is pure Pennines. "They've given rain. Bye, it's a bit nippy. You're lucky. Yesterday it was fair tipping it down. There's talk of snow on the tops. Looks like it's clearing. I can see a patch of blue. With any luck, weekend should be grand after all." Considering it's the beginning of December, his optimism in the weather is remarkable. As is his ability to see anything positive in this 300-year-old stone cottage, originally built for farm workers in the small but beautifully picturesque village of Nettlewick. With its dark, poky rooms, rotten windows and nicotine-stained walls, it's old and tired and in desperate need of a makeover. I know the feeling. It's got a certain charm, don't you think? I'm not sure I'd call damp charming. I point to some scary-looking mushroom growing out of the wall. Or woodworm. I peer more closely at the suspicious-looking pinprick holes in one of the large beams running across the ceiling. "The vendor's very open to offers," he continues brightly, rocking on his heels. "And there's a lovely westerly view from the back garden. There are a few houses, but mostly you can see straight across the Dales." "What's the view from the front?" Walking across to the sash window, I pull back the greying stained net curtain. "Oh, a graveyard. At least it'll be dead quiet," he chuckles at his own joke. And now I'm thinking dead people. I'm thinking Michael Jackson's Thriller video. Apparently he inherited it from his great-aunt, but he lives abroad and has no use for it. It's dark outside, and my reflection stares back at me in the window pane. I look tired, old, pale as a ghost. No use for it. That's how my husband must have felt about our marriage when he walked out. The thought drops like a weight on my chest. With my back still turned, I squeeze my eyes shut, pinching the tear ducts with my thumb and forefinger. I mustn't cry. Not here. Well, like I said, it was a bit of a wild card. As he flicks off the bare bulb overhead, I open my eyes and linger for a moment by the window. My reflection has disappeared and my gaze extends over the high stone wall and through the skeleton branches of the trees into the graveyard's dark recesses. It's only 4 o'clock, but it's already pitch black. So, going back to the new mill conversion we first looked at in town? I can hear the clicking of switches behind, in an attempt to find the one to illuminate the staircase. Maybe I should call this whole move off.